Alright guys, so this is my Code Lyoko Q&A. If you guys want to be, I posted the Q&A preload over on my Patreon, and if you guys want to be part of those, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the second tier, that'll allow you to access to all the polls and whatnot on the first tier, as well as all the exclusive videos, and as well as Q&As whenever I post them here on YouTube. But yeah, I want to thank everyone who sent me questions for this Code Lyoko Q&A. And let's get started with the first set of questions, coming from Christopher Rosa, who asks, if you had a chance to write your own Code Lyoko series, how would you write it? I think what I would like to do, I think what I would like to do with a Code Lyoko Q&A is probably write something along the lines of, probably like the, have it be like the origin of Lyoko, like the creation of Xana, basically make a prequel series, like focus on Franz Hopper in his younger years and the creation of Xana, because we don't really get a lot, we never, in the original show, and they do kind of reference it in books apparently, that, but they don't really, they never fill in all the blanks for the Men in Black, what really was going on with like Alita's mom, Franz Hopper's research team. That would be what I would like to do, is like a prequel series of Code Lyoko and focus more on a younger Franz Hopper and like Xana being created and shit like that. That'd be really cool. So, second question. Name 5 series you want to cross over with Code Lyoko and tell us why would you cross over those series with Code Lyoko. I don't think I could come up with full stories right out the gate, but like 5 right out the gate. 5 on my mind right now. Terminator, first and foremost. Time travel and machines, duh. My second one would be Ninja Turtles, because the idea of having, like, the Ninja Turtles and the Lyoko Warriors together, they have very complementary personalities, like Yumi and Leo, Raph and Ulrich, Odd and Mikey, Donnie and Jeremy, as well as Alita. You put those two together with Donnie. So yeah, that would, Ninja Turtles, that's the second one. I would say for my next one would probably be, those are really the only two that come to mind. The next one would probably be Power Rangers, just on the idea, and maybe even like have it be RPM, like just have Xana and Vinjix together. But Mighty Morphin would also be like Power Rangers and Code Lyoko as well. So that's 3. Another I would like to do is Tron. Yeah, Code Lyoko and Tron. And finally, I would say my last one would be Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes. Just have like Xana try to possess the Scarab or some shit. Thank you for that. Thank you for that question. Your final question is: can you tell us your favorite and least favorite Code Lyoko character, along with your favorite episode Code Lyoko episode? Excuse me. Excuse me. Favorite and least favorite character. My favorite character would probably be Yumi. She's probably the best written and most competent character in the show. Least favorite? My least favorite would probably be her parents. Like, in total juxtaposition, her parents are just shit, man. Also, actually, no, I'll tell you who I really fucking hate. I fucking hate Ulrich. Ulrich is such a fucking edgelord who is like 1 step forward, 9 steps back with his personality. And also, I'm just gonna say it, and I don't know if I got a question of this already, but like, I never liked Yumi and Ulrich's relationship. It is so fucking toxic. It is so fucking toxic for each other. And I'm not saying like pairing Yumi with William. I was more like Yumi and Odd should get together, because Yumi is like the straight woman here, and Odd is like the fun go-getter. It's like the fun friend that you know that kind of needs someone to like reel him in. I said it. I said what I said. Anyway, least favorite Code Lyoko episode. Probably the love one. You guys know the one. If you've seen the show, the Valentine's Day one, where Xana's just going around turning into people just to like kiss other people and make them just mad over hormones. Oh, fuck that episode. It's the embodiment of everything I fucking hate about that like some of the show. I love it, but there's some things about Code Lyoko that just make me go, oh, fuck off. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Christopher Rosa. Moving on now to Alistair Bondman, who asks, what would Xana make of various AI programs such as Skynet, Ultron and Nimrod from Marvel, Legion from Mass Effect, Data from Star Trek, and Heroes from Reboot? Oh, that's another one I'll throw in, going back to Rosa's question. Yeah, Reboot and Code Lyoko would be cool, too. But yeah, I think like Xana doesn't really strike me as I want to make an alliance because I like you guys. It's more like I'm going to kill you all or possess you. I think the one he would probably want to like really work with is Nimrod, and just so he could get a hold of Sentinels. That's just how I see it. Second question: if you were ever charged with creating a sequel series to Code Lyoko, and you would have Xana return to face the presumably new hero group, and would there be new digital threat like a new Xana? What kind of new heroes would you create for the face of new Xana? AKA, like, I think like a new Xana. How I would make like a new like Xana 2.0 is probably be like a proto Xana. Like I wouldn't make it like a new Xana. It would be like an old Xana. Like this Xana was the prototype. Like call him X1 or something. And he was a program that was so like malicious that they tried to like delete him, but he like saved himself and piggybacked himself off the code of the original Xana. So when the original Xana died, he got reawoken. That's just a right out the gate idea. And finally, your third question is, if Xana was transferred into either DC or Marvel or both, which heroes would Xana make the most sense to be the villain of? Xana in the... Okay, if we're going to go by, like, DC Universe, I would say Blue Beetle, because I think he would go after the technology in the pack. I think he'd also be a cool Batman villain, because Batman doesn't really have, like, a digital threat like Superman has with Brainiac. Another one would be a lot of fun, I think, for Xana in the DC Universe would probably be, like... like Xana... Well, Batman does have failsafe now, but I will say I think I still stand by Xana as Batman villain. Maybe Booster Gold, because the idea of Xana time traveling and Booster trying to deal with that shit would be really fun to see. Marvel Universe, Fantastic Four. Xana would totally work as a Fantastic Four villain, no doubt in my mind. Xana would work as a Fantastic Four villain. I would also say like an Iron Man villain. Those two come to mind. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Alistair. Moving on now to Bill. First question: what was your favorite Xana attack? My favorite Xana attack was probably the space satellite one. I think I like that one where it's just like he has a fucking military satellite and he's like... The other one was when he tried to get nuclear missiles and the rest of the Lyoko warriors were like, holy shit, this is too big for us. Like, it's just that moment where it's like the Lyoko warriors realize, oh my god, this isn't fun. This guy could literally start World War III if he wanted to. Like that, it's just kind of something like that. It's like when he got really big with his attacks. Like when they were like... Instead of, like, turning into a shapeshifter and kissing kids, you need to be put on the list, Xana, just saying. When it really got, like, over the top, like, oh my god, he could really kill us all. Second question. How screwed would the Lyoko Warriors be if Xana had the ability to manipulate time similar to Return to the Past? Well, that was the thing, really. He could actually manipulate Return to the Past, because as we find out somewhere in Season 2 or 3, Xana gets stronger every time they do Return to the Past. That's the thing. Like, his system grows stronger, and that's why his attacks became more volatile and stronger, because he was getting stronger from the attacks. And that's why he let them keep doing Return to the Past. So we kind of got that, really. And your third question is, who do you believe the Men in Black were? You see, I think someone told me that in the books they explain, like, there's some kind of shadow organization that's global, like the Illuminati or something. I can't remember, but that's what I remember them telling me, loosely. I personally believe it was like the French government. It was like the French government who wanted to make Xana into like a AI system to defend the country from from other threats. That was my personal belief, is that it was the French government. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Bill. Moving on now to Tom Hibbert. And first question is, how did you get into the show? How I got into the show was, I saw it on Magoozy. That was, I think like a majority of people, I saw it on Magoozy, the French animated replacement for Toonami, which no one liked, even though it did have some nice shows, like Totally Spy. That's how we all found Totally Spies, isn't it? Like, that's how we all found Totally... Don't lie, that's how we all found Totally Spies. I found it there, and I watched the first episode, Teddy Godzilla, and, you know, going through puberty, I'm just saying, like, there were some things where I was like, I don't know how that... Even as a budding teenager, I was like, I don't know how this got past censors, and also, I don't think I should, like, I really hope my parents don't walk in watching this. But yeah, because I was like, even as a kid, I was like, this is suggestive. And how did this get on Cartoon? I had that thought of like, how did this get on Cartoon Network? But yeah, did the CGI ever put you off on the show? Not really. I thought the CGI was very well done and complemented the 2D. It was I saw bits and pieces of the sequel series. I haven't watched Code Lyoko, the live-action animated sequel series. That CGI really puts me off. That shit really put me off for how bad it was. Like, I really did not like... it was just... It felt like a step down, honestly. But no, the original show, I really liked it. What would Aelita and Tron think of each other? That's your third question. What would Aelita and Tron think of each other? I think they would be like... They're two beings who are trapped in a world that they are trying to desperately protect, and they want to reach a new world that is being attacked... Sorry, I had a sentence and I literally like just went brain dead halfway through it. I think like how it would go, honestly, is that I think the two would like have that whole thing of, we are beings of a world that is, you know, that it has its own threats, and we want to be part of something bigger, you know? If that makes any sense. Anyway, thank you for that question, Tom. Moving on now to David Deister, who asks, how would you reboot Code Lyoko? Okay, this isn't like Christopher Rosa's show, question, whereas, like, if I could write my own series, this is if I could do a full-on reboot. If I could do a full-on reboot. Alright. I would say, like, I would make Xana have a physical body, like, kind of like like a robot body, or, like, have a physical form. I would also have, the relation, like, Yumi and Ulrich would not be together. Like, they wouldn't be together. Ulrich can have Sissy, and Yumi would be with Odd. Still keep Jeremy and Aelita together, you know, relationship goals. I would also keep Jim as one of the main characters, because I really liked the idea of Jim being a part of the crew. But then they retconned it at the end of season 1. That really bothered me. So I would have kept, at the end of the season, or during the season, I would have had Jim as, like, I don't know, like I wouldn't say Alfred, but more like the, Alfred's, like, he wouldn't be like the butler. He'd be more like, I guess, like, well, there's nowhere I can really, like, compare to, but I would keep him on the group. Anyway, thank you for that question, David. Moving on now to Cyborg 19.99, who asks, how would you do a crossover between Code Lyoko and Ghost in the Shell? I think what I would do is have it that Xana has been reawoken in the timeline of Ghost in the Shell's France, and have it that he's been reintegrated into all of France's system, like a new app, and have it that, like, they're trying to use Xana as, like, a new personal defense mechanism for foreign attacks. Like there were like the French government has like in the Ghost in the Shell timeline would be like, we're worried about the American Empire maybe expanding into France, or like what's left of the other European nations coming after us. So we want to like arm people with Xana, and it goes horribly wrong. You know, Xana really would Skynet it up. That's something like that. And your second question is, what Marvel villains would you want to see in the Lyoko world? Ultron. Like, Ultron and MODOK are the two that really come to mind. Like, those two make the most sense to be part of those worlds, right? Yeah. So thank you for those questions, Cyborg. Moving on now to James Finnegan. Hope I'm saying that last name right. Who asks, which episode was the scariest to you? What episode was the scariest to me? I would say... The Alien one was pretty... I wouldn't say scary, but it was pretty fun. The Alien parody one, because it was totally a xenomorph. I would say, if I was to go by scariest episode, the Mist one. Like, the one where Xana becomes carbon dioxide and almost laughs Odd to death. That was like, oh shit, they might fucking kill him. And there's a few episodes where they do kill off characters, and they only get saved by Return to the Past. But that one really comes to mind. Anyway, and your second question is, who are your top 5 favorite characters? All right, this one I'm going to answer because it's top 5 favorite characters. So, Yumi in this, like, Yumi's number 1. I would say for the rest, it would be Odd, Sissy, Jim, and Aelita. Those are my 5 right there. But Yumi's at the top because, again, like I said earlier, she seems like the only one who has any fucking brains. And your third question is, which Lyoko region was your favorite? Alright, favorite Lyoko region. Oh boy, I like this. My favorite Lyoko region was probably... I'd say the forest sector. And I know that's such a basic answer, but the forest sector had probably the most life to it. And also, the forest region had, like, the most detail to it. Like, it really looked out of something out of, like, a Japanese painting to me. At least to me. I would say, like, probably my second favorite sector is the snow sector. Probably because that had a lot of detail, too. So those two come to mind. Alright, but thank you for those questions, James. And, yeah. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much the Code Lyoko Q&A. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone who sent in questions. Like I said, if you want to be part of the Q&A, just hit the link below, head on over to Patreon. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.